Nonz, Hiveenson Academy update. So, if you didn't know, I uploaded some brief gameplay yesterday, and that's specifically to show you, like, little aspects of her powers. So, what is Bree's, power based off? This is an update of Lily, a new confirmation, somebody who we really love and enjoy is going to be confirmed for Hiveenson Academy. And Lily, what happened was this. So, if you don't know what Bree's role is based off by I Am Sasuke complex, but it's also based off Lily, the curse mark Sasuke. So basically what she is she's a demon girl who's trying to fit in school. That's basically who Bree is. So basically she has the curse mark power. She's made of dark matter. So basically her skin is kind of light gray. It's mostly human, but it's like a really gray exterior. Literally, but it's for a sex appeal. It's not to make her look like a monster, but that's just a part of her quirk. So what Bree's power is she can take elements from other people's power because she's a student, and what she does is really she strategizes and she takes like little ideas she gets from playing video games, it applies to her strategies. So she's crafty like Sasuke, but she kind of has demonic powers, but it all balances out because she's still human and like Lily. What happens is this, because he's cursed, like with that, Lily, what she does is she has that dark matter and she makes a whole bunch of weapons out of it. Lily, she can only summon specific things, and she does have a little bit of video game aspects that come to her power. That's from Lily looking up to people, So, there's also a way that she can, kind of copy other people's quirks, but she doesn't. What she does is she uses elements of her own quirk. And Lily, being resourceful like every single Nonz member is, she uses, aspects of her quirk, but she takes ideas from others. Like, she's able to connect, like little dashes like Zap, but they're not made of, like, electricity. They're made of her partner, who I'm going to say later on in the video. Okay, so basically, she can summon little, mini pixelet figures because she's obsessed with video games. And that all comes with, hyphen juice. You can do that with hyphen juice in general, but, there's a lot of something that Kazik Dachihiro is really notorious for summoning. Like, Kazik Dachihiro not only controls all elements with a human limitation, but he can summon, like any animal at will. Like, Lily, it's crazy. And plus his animals talk shit. It's crazy freaking. So yeah, so like, Nonz, I love One Piece, but the main inspiration for Nonz was Naruto. So you have to understand that Gabaya's original, outer exterior was really Naruto. Gabaya, Naruto, like Lily, that is Lily who he is. But there's a lot of aspects to him that are Lily based off Bucky D. Luffy. And I'll explain that in our interview. That's something I am saying for interview. How I thought about Gabaya's character design came from, One Piece. You have to understand that. Okay, so Bree's power is basically like Lily. She takes anything and everything. When she's OP, she's powerful. She uses her curse mark strength in order to help her, with physical activities, but she's mostly crafty and resourceful. So like Lily, she does have hand-to-hand combat. So if you want to know her power scaling, she's actually Ranye level, but she's not nearly as crafty as Ranye. She's one of the strongest leaders, and she is 13 just like Gabaya. So Lily, the reason why I made Rim's Island and why I made Layla a sophomore is that is also how I, sneak in my writing where it comes to women. They're not made there because that is a statement I'm making. All sophomores and Nonz, like, Layla, another character that's coming up with Lily, all the sophomores are Lily. The reason why I rate them higher than Gabaya is specifically because, like, I want them to understand that this not only is a mature aspect, but this is like Lily. This is how you make it fit in with all smartly. Like, Leiji is really strong, and that's the reason why not only I made her a sophomore, but why I contributed to it, and so it wouldn't be all just about the girls. The reason why they're a part of it is because, I actually, fell in love with these characters that I've written, just like I fell in love with Kafani, just like I fell in love with so many other characters, that I've written. So they're not just, characters based off on girls, and that's why I heavily mask them. That's why I give them, different roles in the show, because, like, Lily, and the crazy thing about this is, so Bree's power is basically, this dark matter, and she's infusing it with ninja tools and weapons and shit. Like Lily, what happens is Lily, where she gets all this strength from is she has a sidekick. So this is the big confirmation for, Bree's sidekick for Hiveenson Academy. So let me get down to the actual plot of Hiveenson Academy before I say her sidekick. This is a picture of Bree when I first met her, and this is a picture of me and Bree when I got her number. Okay, so Lily, Bree is light skinned, so she adds on to my I Am Sasuke complex. Literally, Trigon. So that's the reason why in the manga her sensei is based off the rapper Common. So basically it's light skin, you know, on top of light skin. So she's looking up to Common sensei because of Lily, her complex in real life, you know. So basically that is Lily, her job. And that's why Lily, even though she has this charisma power, she's a really, really bright figure who always like Lily has the best part of that. Even though she's like, you know, has the charisma, she does Lily her best to be like a normal student. And that's what I love about this character. So basically, her sidekick, the confirmation for Breeze Skate's sidekick is, let's get it. It's Karma. Karma is confirmed for Hiveenson Academy, and she is the right hand, the second in command of Breeze Squad. And that is the theme of Hiveenson Academy. Sorry to be so long to say it, but yeah, there's a lot of hype, a lot of hype. Lily. Yeah, Bree has a sword, yeah, and it adds on to her demon power, it adds on to her strategy, and the character name for Karma's confirmation, Hiveenson Academy, is Karmatic. So, Karmatic is based off Lily. Obviously, my girlfriend Karma, one of my girlfriends named Karma, okay, anyway. So, one of my girlfriends named Karma and Lily, the song by E40 and Fabulous Automatic. So, her name is Karmatic. And Karmatic is Breeze Skate's sidekick in Hiveenson Academy. They have a superhero theme to their team. They're the only, like, 13, they're 13, you know, shit like that, you know, in Nonz. So basically, they're the only team that actually has, like, a superhero exterior versus all the other teams that are based off, you know, martial arts, you know, like, you know, Team Ghost, Zap Teams is based off tactics. Team Nonz is basically really goofy. And, like, you know, this Sugar T's team, you know, like, there's so many other teams, but literally, her team specifically is, like, you know, like, superhero based. So who is Karmatic? Karmatic is literally a female version of Deku. So basically, she wears a green suit like Deku, but she has a laser-like glasses, goggles like Karma. So I'm gonna Lily. You look at this picture of Karma and Lily. Her character design is based off Lily. Karma's design when I first met her was she was Rave Deku. So it's basically a Rave Deku, and her power is basically like green electric shock. Like basically, what it is it's not electricity, but it's impulses. So it gives her the plus ultra quirk. So she's a female Deku that literally has the power of super strength, super speed, all throughout her green ability. Her green static is literally what fuels her energy. That has to do with one for all. So she has a version of one for all and shoot style like in her base. So that is really strong. And she's right inside Breeze Skate. So basically, the green electric thing, Lily, she can't shoot stacks. She can, but Lily, it won't be as strong as lightning, but it will be of the same matter. So what Bree did is like Lily, she spars with Karma all the time. So Breeze Skate took Karma's quirk, and what she does is because she learned how to use the green stack, she copied off of Zap. And you know her headband has the Lily, the PlayStation symbols for the buttons. What she does is she takes Karma's quirk and she connects the dots to her green static and add it on. And that's what makes her Breeze Skate. The fact that she's resourceful is the fact that Lily is really on point when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, and she practices with Karmatic all the time. So Breeze Skate and Karmatic are the main stars of this, you know, Hiveenson Academy special. So like Lily, all those other confirmations, one of my most hype projects. So yeah, that's pretty confirmed. You know, so I'm glad we had a good understanding about, you know, what's going on. So let's get on to a confirmation. This comes really in handy because I was gonna save this for, you know, another video that I actually have to record live. Since we did cover this in less than 10 minutes, so that was at least gonna be 20 by now. But Lily, since we did cover it pretty fast, I'm saying this is 667's character that I am having for Simpson Namek. And she's also a part of another arc that I added in out of nowhere, but that's not a spoiler. I can't spoil that. So basically, her name is 7. So 667 Lily has a character named 7. It's a female character named 7. So Lily, you know how some girls' name are Summer, her name is 7. And her power, her quirk is the draft sponge. So basically, she has a chimera hat that comes to life. That's a draft. She has a hat that's in the shape of a draft that comes to life, and her quirk is the sponge. So basically, she can squirt water, you know, out of her, you know, palms and stuff like that. She can squeeze you like Lily. She's kind of like an extract quirk, really strong. And Lily, a part of her giraffe quirk is Lily. She can grow stilts out of her feet and like Lily, she can fuck you up like Lily. But really, one kick from her stilts, Lily, chopping buildings to half for her stilts. Oh my God! So that's 667's ability, and her name is 7, and she is a sophomore. So yeah, she's a sophomore. I'm sorry, like her and Layla are all sophomores, like Lily. But you know, that's the crazy thing about it. So 667's ability is the giraffe sponge. So she has the quirk of a draft, the draft's hat. She wears a draft's hat that's like a chimera that comes to life. Like their drafts had literally its neck stretches so she can use it as a weapon. Literally freaking, NC uses stilts. NC has that sponge ability, like being able to squirt rapid water at will throughout the sponges. Oh my god. So literally, those are the 3 confirmations of literally like a really big female figures in Nonz. Like literally, they come really handy where it comes to like emergency calls. So like literally, that is the shit. So these are the big 3 confirmations for females in Nonz. Nonz character update. So first of all, I want to clarify this. I don't hate Jume at all. I love Jume's hip-hop side. I like the rap side of Jume, but I don't like literally the other side of Jume. The ones that literally fangirls can take advantage of. Like, I don't like that, but there's a lot of good shit that comes with Jume's character, literally. And that's what literally made the Valentine's Day special so impactful, is the fact that she really added diversity to the cast. And so, literally, this is going to be my contribution to the cringe community. So anybody who believes in cringe, anybody who holds on to cringe, this is for them. So let me go into why cringe was invented. Cringe was invented in order to like be a supplement for people thinking that they can go Super Saiyan. Cringe was there to literally give politics to anime in order for nerds to continue to have debates, so they'll have no reason to go outside and be exposed to the horrible world that I've been exposed to. It's not really that horrible once you really not even get past it. I'm not going to give you that dramatic speech of like, oh, it's not that horrible once you get past it. I'm going to tell you this first and foremost. It's going to be so easy because I'm telling you what's going to happen is really you're going to end up working more than the person who's manipulating you, and you're going to check his badge before you literally check how much effort he's putting into, you know, a situation. So you have to understand that. And you will understand that once you see, like, literally, people literally like changing up, like literally out of nowhere, adding more work out of nowhere. At first you're at easy, but then he's giving you multiple occupations. That's manipulation, and you're gonna be fooled because that's your boss. And literally, you can get any boss is gonna be different, and that's one thing like you gotta learn about life. And cringe has nowhere near that amount of complexity, because where you're getting it wrong is like, yeah, it's not even political because it's contributing to a fictional universe. You can't think politics in a fictional universe. They're made to be like important. They're made to be like informative. Like really, what Oda is doing may have political subjects, but it's not political as a whole because it's not affecting like your life. And you have to understand that this shit comes from Japan. And a lot of people get that misconception. Like really, it's cool to understand that really liking where the stories go. I like how they created it, how like they kept it, but you can't keep it that way. I don't like really like One Piece theories are a beautiful thing. Like literally, you can't really get over that. But the thing that made cringe fucking horrible is what comes with the people who make those theories. Like staying inside in general. Like literally, I used to have the same problem. Like I put like this, my like literally One Piece theories used to be AMVs. Oh, they're really brilliant ideas. Oh, but put this spotlight. But what's the whole point if you literally aren't gaining anything from it? And that's the thing, you don't want to literally get stuck in that, because literally it's crazy. And I'm gonna let you know, people are more boring than you think. Like literally, the front you put on, literally once you start actually hanging around with people, you realize that Justin isn't that funny, and he's going all out whenever he talks to people in order to fit in. And literally, but once you hang out with him, like literally, you're not gonna be interested anymore. So like, that's really the catch-22 to people, and I've been trying to explain that to the longest time. So what is this thing called cringe? So cringe was literally thing when memes came into play, literally to make people forget about life, to make people be nonchalant about life. But literally, they forgot that the outside world exists, and that's really bad. Literally, it has nothing to do with literally, it's like, you don't want to talk, get the fuck out the chat, and this and that. I'm like, nigga, you are not heard. You are through the fucking internet. You're talking to me like you're punking me and shit. Like, oh my god, you don't understand. Nerds get really out of line when it comes to this pin shit, because they literally fucking, they can talk to their friends like that and shit like that. That's because they're good at a fucking video game. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you swindle me because you're good at a fucking video game. And that's one thing I'm trying to tell the fucking cringe community. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 2 characters, one with a lot of lore and one with absolutely no lore. I'm going to give you one very complex character that's both symbolizing what you don't know about literally a guy named Obito. So what in my references? First off, I realized something crazy about Obito's character. As I've grown up as an adult, there's many ways you can slice his character. You know, the way Black Kage views him is like kind of complex, but I know what he's truly envisioned. Do you know that Mario was on Kishimoto's mind when he wrote Obito, the big one that controlled the 6, you know, the 10 tails and shit? Oh my god, you know what happened? Like, literally, with Obito is he had a lot of drip and he had a lot of outstanding things. But do you know how stupid the war played out? Do you know literally freaking that it's really the lackluster delivery when it came to dialogue, the lackluster really, the action scenes weren't impactful. They gave you a laugh fact with no fucking delivery. Very sloppy animation, very sloppy presentation, really very stale. But if you're into the series, you can keep watching. It gave you just enough to keep watching, and that was horrible because literally the play out, like literally slow action scenes, like literally slow choreographic, like literally it's really mind-bending. It keeps you just entertained, but it's fucking cringe. It's like literally, it was literally a distraction back in the day for me when I was getting no pussy. I swear that shit was literally, that's how you know it's a distraction. Like literally, when they're taking out things that could have made it more impactful, yeah, the plot is thicker, but the way that they're presenting it is really bad. Like with better animation, that work have been outstanding. And you have to understand that. And we criticize it just because of Lily, the writing and stuff like that. When really, it's all about execution. And honestly, I'm not talking about like that's actual criticism. I'm talking about where it comes to like entertainment and where it comes to like other subjects. You have to understand that Lily, when he created Obito, he created somebody who a lot of cringy people enjoy. A lot of the people in the cringe community love Obito, and a whole lot of people in the hip hop community who watches Naruto don't like Obito. I used to be criticized for liking Obito, so I'm gonna tell you where Obito truly is. Obito is dripped with foundation of substance. That is who Obito is. Obito has drip, and the whole meaning of his character is what you see, is what you get. I have dealt, a similar, experience like Lily when I let go of my philosophy when I was young, like how Obito let go of fucking, hope and let go of peace. Like Lily, I used to like Lily be just like that. I went through a phase like that, it really, it's not even his fucking fault. He sacrificed himself for no fucking reason, and now he's fucking, instead of Lily saying like, oh, I should keep sacrificing and shit like that, what he did was he said, fuck everybody. Literally, that is what Obito said. Like, fuck you, and especially fuck Rin. And literally, the show portrays him, but in actuality, what Obito is he's based off of gangster. Early Obito isn't, but bigger Obito is, because you know why? Because of the way he's operating. The way he's operating is how a gangster pulls strings, and you don't understand about Obito. Like Lily, I figured out that Obito has something that you nerds don't understand. He was in a disguise for fucking 100 episodes, and you haven't realized yet. Well, I have to tell you, you're not supposed to, because you have to really actually like know what gangster shit is to actually know how gangster Obito really is. His execution was phenomenal in gangster. How he started beef and how he literally did this and that. He was the ultimate gangster in Naruto. But people who sleep on Lily a pretty face. Like Lily, people look at me and they haven't really seen the horrible shit I've done. Fucking. Like Lily, imagine if I don't advertise it. People will come at me like fucking Livingstone, like Lily, assume all types of shit until I actually go into detail, because I'm a really nice person, and they haven't seen like the shit that I've actually had to go through. You have to understand that. And Lily, they say that Lily, like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like fuck that shit, like Lily. And you see how Obito has drip, and he has a whole lot of substance, and there's a whole lot of ways you can view him, but nobody views him that way because he was Lily. What he was a whole bunch of style and a cringy art, and you don't understand it. That's why he couldn't stand out the way he wanted to. That's how Kishimoto wanted to write him. And Lily, it was up to me to point this out to you nerds. It was up to me to let you know that drip is self-explanatory for why he is a well-written character. It's Lily, and that is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what you don't understand about drip. This is what you don't understand about the importance of drip, the importance of self-explanatory. When you put effort into buying something because you know it looks cool, other people are gonna like it. You guys have this dumbass theory that Lily, oh no, that's you trying too hard, that's you being fucking desperate. No, I am telling you, it, like Lily, that is literally self-explanatory. That's also a part of survival of the fittest. If you literally think that like the past you were very close and the new you, Lily, you are not, that is it. That is out there, man. You have to understand that. But in actuality, what I'm trying to tell you is, so the reason why I chose Obito and Jaden is because this guy is full of lore. A hundred bunch of lore. So this is the character that has no cringe, but could be cringy. But it can't because of the way I presented him. You see how Obi Jaden literally could have infused two like archetypes, and literally, you know, some Yu-Gi-Oh faggots, you know, some cringy anime community saying that Naruto we're in that Naruto is fucking dog shit, that Naruto has a whole bunch of plot holes and shit, all that fucking dumb shit that literally, the shit that keeps you content, that literally people on the outside who are going to concerts, who are literally doing this and that with their friends, literally listening to fucking drive through with their music, literally having fun, buying fast food with each other. That shit is still kind of stupid, but look how happy they are. You have to understand that you'll fucking view things that way, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up belittling women because they're not as entertaining as your precious anime. I'm sorry that women aren't as entertaining as your precious anime, but that doesn't mean you have to treat them like a piece of meat. And I had that problem before. I had that problem with everyone before. I'm like, why can't everybody be like Justin? And Justin is anime standards. I'm trying to tell people like that. Those jokes are not fucking normal. And I'm trying to let you know that a normal person is not gonna go out for informative entertainment. That's what you call being a clown. And you have to understand that. And really, this is why I chose this character named Obi Jaden. So Obi Jaden is based off Jaden from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and Obito from Naruto Shippuden. The bigger Obito, not the little Obito. The bigger Obito is so hard. You know why he's so gangster and why he stepped on to be a nerd concept was because that is what literally Kishimoto first intended, you know, for like literally figuring what was on his mind. Mario at the time, and literally what he did was like literally, it takes literally someone with a lot of experience to catch that literally. The way he was locking down the 10 tails to the chains, literally, that symbolizes the Godfather, all that shit. Yeah, he symbolizes Lola shit. His position in the family too. Oh my fucking god. You don't know. Obito has a whole bunch of gangster lore, but literally, he has a whole bunch of cringe lore because of his fucking ability and fucking how it looked like he was copy and pasting. How you can call Bitch Bay like he's a pyrrhic, but I'm telling you, that drip, those fucking the Rinnegan and the Sharingan, literally, that is just fucking self-explanatory. I keep on trying to tell people that. So this is all paying the lore of what nerds don't know about Obito and Jaden, and why Jaden is also severely drilled as a character, and you don't understand, like, he has the utmost swagger. I'm not talking about the English dub, because I'm in love with the English dub for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I think the Japanese dub definitely is more uncensored, but, you know, I don't watch, like, an anime based off how it's censored. I do if it's 4 kids level, but I don't if it's actually, like, I know fucking GX is on 4 kids, but, like, literally, I don't if it's actually fucking, you know, entertaining. Like, I can watch the One Piece Funimation dub and it'll be fucking alright. Fucking, you know, fucking, some of them are fucking horrible, but I'm trying to let you know, fucking, what's thrill about Jaden is his ambition as a character. Literally, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX as a whole, like, really came out at a time where, like, things were getting more pop in general. So, like, whoa, really, this is based off, like, really people spamming OTKs. This is why I made OBJ, and he has a really complex backstory. He's confirmed from Simpson Namek, because the reason why I had to put OBJ in, and I wasn't even thinking about, there's another Yu-Gi-Oh! I have in there, there's another Yu-Gi-Oh! Character I have in there, but really, this is something like really separate, because what he's based off of. So basically what he is he's the tree with literally his monsters coming out. I'm thinking he's a madman. He's an insane man that literally went through a whole lot of torment, literally let go of philosophies, literally does his own fucking shit. He's super fucking powerful. He's kind of like a Supreme King-like figure, but he's fucking insane. So, like, literally, he's Obito and Jaden's madness put together. So that is some really shit. You see how that created a really dark character, and how literally both of those literally have the same theme, and how literally they have the similar lore to, like, literally fucking how fucking, you know, strong they were, but how insane they had to be for a reason, how they both had to let go of childhood habits. This is the reason why I created the character OBJ. So that is what lore actually is, nerd. So, like, really, I have a nerd character for you that's confirmed for Simpson Namek. So this is a nerd that I created. This is literally a fucking character I created specifically for the cringe community. And this is a villain, and the villain's name is Cringe. Gangster, right? I'm done with this shit. Gangster, right? I'm gonna show you how you really fucking flip this shit. Why this shit was really made, and I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna tell you why this character ain't shit, but why he appears to be a shit. So who is Cringe? Cringe is based off of Shin from Boruto, Shin and Slade from Teen Titans, Shin and Deathstroke. You know why? This is a character where shitty backstory, but a badass outer exterior, and this is the excuse you fucking make. And I just make mixed meat of what the fuck you hold on to, specifically to help you and help everybody who thinks like that, because you understand how unhealthy that is. So this villain's name is Cringe. So there's no more cringe. Do you understand? His ability is to morph certain part of his body. It's just like the Onitsuke clan. He has specific fucking crowbar tricks that come out of his arm. He's really, really, really fierce and nasty. He's based off of Marvel villains. So Cringe is literally a fucking name that belongs in Marvel, basically. So I made a villain called Cringe. Sometimes he can probably shoot lightning and shit like that. But I'm gonna tell you, you know what his backstory is? His backstory was really a sad man. Literally freaking his family died. Thought he had one person to hold on to, and literally freaking that one person like literally left him, and then he went into a madman and literally. But how he grew up was literally he was jealous of other men his whole entire life. So what he did was literally those men got with the girls that they wanted, not just literally that, but like literally he's basically Donzo. He's looking up to people like Tobirama his entire life, and literally he never dealt with competition, and then he dropped out, and then all of a sudden he's alive, and like literally he dedicates his entire life to being a fucking monster and like destroying a certain side of society, trying to create a black hole in society. So like literally, this is literally, but if you actually think about it, if you compare the actual complex fucking superheroes like Superman, fucking the complexity of Aquaman, like literally, I don't actually watch this shit, but I can already tell by their abilities and fucking shit like that, like literally, fucking you don't understand what actual nerd shit is. Nerd shit is actually understanding like Superman can control matter and shit. I'm trying to let you know, like literally, it's not just literally he can push through buildings. No, this nigga is a god, like literally. Fucking, I'm trying to tell you, you have to understand that literally, this is what I'm talking about. So Cringe is a guy that's literally, you see how fucking easy that character, but you see how Obi Jaden is heavily fucking more complex, and literally how I just came, like, after that, out the blue, like, that shit just came out of fucking a Marvel comic and shit, like, literally, just put there, and you think that his backstory is deep, when his backstory can be summed up in one word, jealousy, and his life just happened to drag on, and he will kept on being fucking foul his entire life. And it was fucking crazy. If you haven't noticed, that Cringe has repeated themes, but he has a cool name, and he's based off an ugly figure. So he has an original character, a really, really good backstory to him. Not. Do you understand? Like, literally, you think about it, that's specifically made for your thing. You see how that's the highest thing you can think about right now, nerds? Like, literally, and literally, but now, like, literally, you overlook that, literally, that his backstory is like really simple, and how it's been copied throughout the shonen genre, and literally it has been copied throughout all Marvel, literally, and literally how bad he is as a fucking character and shit, and literally by how I presented him as something really, really badass. That's how people used to do me in high school. People really would start shit, and then they would tell me to calm down. Do you understand that? This is the game of Cringe. This is the game of Cringe, like literally, that is literally the biggest way to self-destruct. So literally, you see how literally you fell for that fucking scheme, that outer exterior, but literally his backstory is very simple, a jealous man that literally just ended up literally like gaining superpowers and shit, and now he's taking it out in the world basically. Oh my fucking god. There's nothing to him as a villain. There's no good reason for what he's doing fucking shit. He's not fucking deep like that. Like literally, fucking not only repeated things like all that shit is crazy, but literally I added a badass name to him, and literally with no substance, and you guys completely fell for it. So this is the Nonz character that I give to the Cringe community, and his name is called Cringe. Sorry, buddy.